what was the first thing that we have for us today? That
Well,
lovely check that His Highness Joseph R. Biden of the state of Delaware
well,
has given to all of us.
and that's what I wanted to bring up as today's first topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Stimulus.
Wait,
Who
so have we
has?
all gotten it?
Well, I have. David,
I
you
have.
have. Um, I know Steve hasn't. He's told me
Yeah,
that.
nothing
How
yet.
about you, Isaac? Have you received yours yet?
Well, as a dependent, I can't exactly say if I'm entitled to receive one, but I don't think I have.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Hmm.
Now, one thing that has kind of that I have observed from social media, and this has been verified, that apparently Wells Fargo is holding stimulus checks until Wednesday, and for whatever reason, a lot of people are ascertaining that this is so that they can reap stuff like fees and interest from those checks. And
Ah,
yeah. So if anything, I think this is a good lesson for everybody that if you're able to take your money out of a big bank and put it in a credit union.
Hmm.
I do my banking through Airhead Credit Union. Not only not only are there no ATM fees if you're part of the co-op network, but I know my money isn't being used in shady shit like that. So
I'll say one thing. I certainly appreciate some of the generous acts been done for landlords by banks such as this. I can recall a little while ago when I saw on the Twitter a nice little image, and it showed a message from somebody's landlord, and it said something along the lines of, "We understand with the COVID crisis that everything is difficult, but we decided to lighten the load by providing you this free envelope for which you can then send your rent check to us."
God,
Man.
They even paid for the stamp and anything. I think that's a little bit of that from the banks. It's like, yes, we are so kind to subtract these charges and fees so that you won't have to worry about them. Peace of
Yeah.
mind. Peace of mind.
Benevolent oligarchy.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
So considerate.
what a country. Lord have
yeah,
mercy.
what a country! Like what was the name of that comedian? That boomer comedian? What a country!
What a
Yeah,
god. Oh yes, freaking oh God. Yakov Smirnov. Oh my
yep.
God. What a country.
Yeah. I think there's a reason why he left Soviet Russia. If you catch my drift.
Oh boy.
So, but I did want to say, like, I was impressed. This was the fastest I got any of the stimulus checks. I
Mhm.
don't know if that, I don't know why that is, or if it's just where I was on the list or whatever.
Well, David,
But it's
who do
good
you?
politics. That's all I'm saying. It's good politics.
Okay, and who's your bank, David?
I'm with Los Angeles Federal Credit Union because, like you pointed out, Ruben, it's so important to move your money out of the big banks and put them in a credit union, which I did back in like 2017 in response to the Dakota Access Pipeline uh, drama.
Speaking of which, one thing on banks and the Dakota Access Pipeline, I follow football, repping Seahawks. But I remember years ago when the Dakota Pipeline, the Dakota Access Pipeline protests were at its height. It was at a Vikings game. They're up in Minnesota, where U.S. Bank is headquartered. And during the game, a couple protesters climbed to the top of the U.S. Bank arena and unfurled a giant banner that said "Divest" with a tiny little facsimile of the U.S. Bank logo at the very bottom. Um, the broadcasters didn't show that. I learned about it after the fact, but there's a lot of shady stuff that the big banks put their money in with our deposits, and
Mhm.
that's why I urge everybody listening, everybody watching, please, if you're able to, take your money out of any big branch, your U.S. banks, your Banks of America, your Wells Fargo's, your Chases, what have you. Put them into a local federal credit union. You won't get dicked around, and you'll have that safety of mind knowing that your money isn't being used on nefarious shit, basically.
I'll say one thing as to how quickly the checks went out. I would say that this is one of the nice differences between a Democratic administration and a Republican one. I mean, like back during the Republican one, it took like a couple of months just to get the checks out, and they would send you like a note alongside it telling you to feel sorry that you're sucking on the government teeth. But on the other hand, you have a Democratic administration which sends you about like what 75% of what was promised, but immediately. So I mean, I will say that I certainly appreciate the change of venue.
Yes.
And that's
in regards to how
improvement
these things
for
are
you.
handled. And if you're from the Democratic People's Republic of California, you know you're getting an extra $600.
David, you were going to say something?
Oh, I just said that's marginal improvement for you, right? That's
I appreciate it. Vote blue no matter.
that's
The
why
Democrats, marginal improvements, everybody. Okay.
that's
promise.
anarcho-Bidenism working.
Yeah, I'm a national Bidenist. I think that honestly, like once we get corn pop, most of our problems will be solved.
Steve, any thoughts about any of this?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, like to your points about marginal improvement, it's really more often the case is like marginal fixing the shit that we fucked up in the first place. And that's all there is to it.
It's essentially putting a metal panel over the pothole and not doing anything about it.
I resent the implication, sir. As a member of a younger generation, I had absolutely no part in any of this memeing. I blame this entirely on the boomers and the Gen Xers that preceded me. Thank you.
Okay. just
Well,
a quick poll here. Who here is a millennial?
Older, right
Okay.
here.
Okay, so you're an Xer, Steve?
Mhm.
And yourself, Isaac?
I think I qualify as a millennial.
Okay.
When is the cutoff date?
I want to say 2000 is the hard cutoff date, maybe even a little later, but don't quote me. I'm not a
Jesus Christ! If it's
No,
before
no,
2000,
no,
what does
no.
that make me?
Not when you were born. That's
Oh.
it's 2000's more it's if basically like if you've graduated high school after 2000, it's more,
Oh, okay.
more to that effect.
I'm one of those hip kids who knows how to use the iPhone.
exactly.
I graduated
s-
at 2000, so
Okay, so
Oh, you're one of us now.
I have heard of TikTok, if that
yes,
indicates.
the ticking and the talking.
Grandpa,
and the-
please stop. Stop.